ski between
family come up to visit, and my daughter and kids came up and stayed for a week, and it was nice.
just going right next door to the main.
Here with our youngest.
That'd be nice, but
Changing the look of Front Street, I'll tell you. Ooh. I'm changing the look of Front Street here. Yeah.
Everybody's ready? And we have quorum. Yeah. I will call the statutory public meeting of council to order at 5:30 p.m. Introduction of amendments to the agenda.
Through you, Mayor Lawrence, just a correction on item B on page 3. The applicant is actually Beth White for the estate of Mary Mann.
Thank you. May I have a motion to confirm the agenda for the statutory public meeting? Mover, Councillor Bath, seconded by Councillor Southall. All in favor? Carried. Declarations of pecuniary interest.
Through you, Mayor Lawrence, I have none.
Application, staff report, public meeting for zoning bylaw amendment file number A02-2018. CBO, are you ready to take this on?
through you, Mayor Lawrence, a zoning bylaw amendment application was submitted by Francois and Karen Perot to rezone the subject property from residential shoreline zone to the rural residential zone. A zoning bylaw for the subject lands was required as a condition of a provisional consent for application B04-2017. The proposed zoning bylaw amendment is required to rezone the subject lands from the residential shoreline zone to the rural residential zone. The subject lands were severed from the property located at 41 LeGros Road, and the zoning bylaw amendment was a condition of the consent. Following the consent, the subject lands are no longer connected to the shoreline, and the lot functions as a rural residential property. The subject lands have a lot area of 1.25 hectares and a lot frontage of 53 meters. Lot standards of the subject lands were evaluated prior to the approval of the consent application. The subject lands are currently vacant. The subject lands are designated as rural in the official plan and are located within the residential shoreline zone in the Sioux Lookout zoning bylaw. Surrounding land uses include shoreline residential properties with single detached dwellings and accessory buildings. Essentially, this is kind of the final condition for the the approved consent of last year to permit the severance of this land.
And Clerk, I think I skipped the recommendation that council authorize the passing of the bylaw number 5618 attached after receiving the planning consultant's report dated July 26th, or if council receives comments from the public during the public meeting, council directs staff to prepare a subsequent planning report to address comments received. So having said that, provincial policy statement. CVO. The provincial policy statement is a document. Are we forced to read all this, Clerk?
No, I believe you're referring to the report as opposed to the
Okay.
agenda.
Okay. I'm trying to use my, where would you like me to go?
If we could just also do item 4, number 2, on page 1, confirmation notice.
Correspondence from government agencies and municipal staff?
Sorry, no, on page 1, confirmation of notice.
Item 2, confirmation of notice. The manager of development services will confirm how notice was served to advertise this public meeting.
Through your Mayor Lawrence, Notice was published in the local newspaper, posted on the website, and a sign was posted on the property.
Thank you. Staff reports, we've now handled that. Correspondence from government agencies and municipal staff.
Through you, Mayor Lawrence, we received correspondence from Municipal Clerk Brian McKinnon, and he had no concerns. As well, we received comments from Kevin Ellis of MTO and had no concerns as well.
Correspondence from members of the public.
Through you, Mayor Lawrence, we received no correspondence from public.
Applicant's presentation. The applicant or a representative is invited to speak to the application. Is there a representative here who wishes to speak tonight? Thank you. Questions from members of council and the public? From council. No questions from members of the public. Members of the public are invited to speak to the application. The public can ask questions of clarification or seek background information, speak in support of the application, or speak in opposition to the application. All questions will be directed through the chair, and we've had none, and still nobody wishes to speak. So, Mr. Clerk, do we go to option one?
Through you, Mayor Lawrence. Yes, the motion, again, council has options. It can receive the report now, or it can receive the report and ask that subsequent report be prepared. Since there's been no questions or concerns, I recommend option one.
The council receives the planning consultant's report dated August 15, 2018, respecting zoning bylaw amendment file number A02, 2018. Mover? Councillor Southall, seconded by Councillor Fallon. All in favor? Carried? Carried? The motion has passed to conclusion and closing of the public meeting. This concludes the public meeting regarding zoning bylaw amendment number A02-2018. If any member of the public wishes to be notified of the decision of council in respect of the application, you must make a written request to the Manager of Development Services. Notice to appeal the decision of council to the local planning appeal tribunal must be filed with the Manager of Development Services no later than 20 days from the date the notice of the decision is circulated. The notice of appeal shall be sent to the attention of the Manager of Development Services, and it must include the following information: the reasons for the appeal and the fee as prescribed under the Local Planning Appeal Tribunal Act in the amount of $300 payable by certified check to the Minister of Finance, Province of Ontario. Only individuals, corporations, or public bodies may appeal the decision of council to the Local Planning Appeal Tribunal. An appeal may not be filed by an unincorporated association or group. A notice of appeal may be filed in the name of an individual who is a member of the association or group. Zoning bylaw amendment file number, we're done here. We can move number A03-2018. Applicant, go ahead.
Beth White for the estate of Mary Mann.
This public meeting is being held pursuant to Section 34 of the Planning Act, RSO 1990, as amended, to consider a zoning bylaw amendment. The purpose of zoning bylaw amendment number A03-2018 is to sever the subject lands into two separate lots. The lots were merged on title and could not be conveyed separately due to Section 53 of the Planning Act. Following the proposed consent application, both the severed and retained lots would meet the minimum lot standards of the zoning bylaw. However, a site-specific rezoning is required for the retained lands to recognize the existing detached garage. Confirmation of notice. The Manager of Development Services will confirm how notice was served and to advertise this public meeting.
Through you, Mayor Lawrence, notice was served through an ad in the local newspaper, posted on the municipal website, and a sign was posted at the property.
The Manager of Development Services will read out any correspondence received from government agencies and municipal staff.
Staff reports next, I believe.
Did I miss staff report?
Trying to get through this.
The Manager of Development Services will provide a summary of the application.
Through you, Mayor Lawrence. Zoning bylaw amendment application was submitted for the subject lands located at 614 Drayton Road. The applicant has also submitted a concurrent application for consent to sever the subject lands into two separate lots. The lots were merged on title and could not be conveyed separately due to Section 50, Bracket 3 of the Planning Act. A Committee of Adjustment meeting took place on July 31st, where the consent was reviewed and approved by the committee. Both the severed and retained lots will meet the minimum lot standards of the zoning bylaw. However, a site-specific rezoning is required for the retained lands to recognize the existing detached garage. And it should be noted that until this sale of land took place, the information available to the municipality indicated that it was indeed two separate lots, which have currently two separate legal descriptions, roll numbers, and tax assessments. In the eyes of the municipality, the lots were separated, and the retained lot with the detached garage would have been considered legal nonconforming until this new information came to light. The lots inadvertently merged since they were under the same ownership, and the lots were not created through subdivision, plan of subdivision, or by consent. A condition of the recently approved consent application B02 2018 required the applicant to apply for a zoning bylaw amendment to ensure the retained lands and the existing buildings comply to the zoning bylaw. Because a new lot was created, the zoning bylaw amendment was required specifically for the retained lands. The retained lands meet the minimum lot standards for residential shoreline, however, are developed with an existing garage that does not meet the minimum interior side yard setback from the new proposed lot line between the severed and retained lands. Furthermore, following the proposed consent, the retained lands would contain an accessory building prior to the erection of a principal building. A single detached dwelling is proposed for the future. The zoning bylaw requires that a principal building be erected prior to erecting accessory buildings or structures on a lot. The proposed zoning bylaw amendment will satisfy a condition of consent for the retained lands. Will permit an accessory building detached garage within the RS zone prior to a principal building, whereas section 4.2.1 of the zoning bylaw does not permit the construction of accessory buildings or structures prior to the principal building, and permit a reduction in the interior yard setback to 1 meter, whereas section 4.2.3 II of the zoning bylaw requires a 1.5 meter setback from an interior side yard lot line for an accessory building. There is no development currently proposed. However, the owners wish to construct a single detached dwelling on the retained lands in the future. The existing building garage is adequately set back from the shoreline and is located in a treed area. A reduced setback is appropriate in this instance as it is not anticipated to impact the neighboring lot.
Correspondence from government agencies and municipal staff.
Through you, Mayor Lawrence, we received correspondence from Municipal Clerk Brian McKinnon, and he has no concerns. As well, we received a response from Kevin Ellis of MTO, who has no concerns as well.
Correspondence from members of the public.
Through you, Mayor Lawrence, we received no correspondence from the public.
Applicant's presentation. The applicant or a representative is invited to speak to the application. Is there anybody here tonight who wishes to speak to the application? There being no one. Questions from the members of council? Questions from the public? Mr. Clerk?
Through you, Mayor Lawrence. Again, given that there are no objections or concerns from government agencies, members of council, or members of the public, I would recommend option 1 for the resolution.
The council receives the planning consultant's report dated August 15, 2018, respecting zoning bylaw amendment file number A03-2018 614. Is that the correct address? 614 Drayton Road. Thank you. All in favor? Sorry, I need a mover. Mover. Councillor Southall, seconded by Councillor Bath. All in favor? Carried. This concludes the public meeting regarding zoning bylaw amendment number A03, 2018. Go ahead, Mr. Clerk.
If any member of the public wishes to be notified of the decision of council in respect of the application, you must make a written request to the Manager of Development Services. Notice to appeal the decision of council to the local planning appeal tribunal must be filed with the Manager of Development Services no later than 20 days from the date the notice of the decision is circulated. The notice of appeal shall be sent to the attention of the Manager of Development Services and must include the following information: the reasons for the appeal and the fee as prescribed under the Local Planning Appeal Tribunal Act in the amount of $300 payable by certified check to the Minister of Finance, Province of Ontario. Only individuals, corporations, or public bodies may appeal the decision of council to the Local Planning Appeal Tribunal. An appeal may not be filed by an unincorporated association or group. A notice of appeal may be filed in the name of an individual who is a member of the association or group.
Confirmatory bylaw number 6218, confirm the proceedings of the Corporation of the Municipality of Sioux Lookout. Council gives 3 readings and passes bylaw 6218, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the Municipality of Sioux Lookout August 15, 2018 public meeting. Mover, Councillor Southall, seconded by Councillor Fenlon. All in favor? Carried. Motion to adjourn the statutory public meeting of August 15. Moved by Councillor Curlew, seconded by Councillor Fenlon. All in favor? Carried. And if we're ready to move on, we'll move on to the regular public meeting, and I'll try to do a better job of maintaining the agenda. I'll call the regular council meeting of August the 15th to order at 5:45 p.m. Introductions of amendments to the agenda.
Through you, Mayor Lawrence, because council doesn't appear to have any concerns with either of the zoning bylaw amendment applications, council does have the option of addressing those tonight and passing those bylaws tonight. If council so wishes, we can amend the agenda to include them.
I think we should. Yep. Yes.
Thank you, Mayor Lawrence. Therefore, we will be adding to the agenda on page 2. First of all, I do apologize. There's a slight error. The numbering of the items under number 5 should be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you may want to change that on page 2 of your agenda. We will be adding item number 5, sub 5, being zoning bylaw amendment number A02, 2018, and item number 5, sub 6, zoning bylaw amendment number 03, 2018. We will also be adding to item number 10, bylaw number 5618, being a bylaw to amend the Corporation of the Municipality of Sioux Lookout Comprehensive Zoning Bylaws as amended regarding 41 Legros Road, and bylaw number 5718, being a bylaw to amend the Corporation of the Municipality of Sioux Lookout Comprehensive Zoning Bylaw as amended with respect to 614 Drayton Road.
Thank you. May I have a motion to confirm the agenda as amended? Councillor Bath, seconded by Councillor Fenlon. All in favor? Carried. Declarations of pecuniary interest.
Through you, Mayor Lawrence, I have none.
Adoption of minutes for the July 18th, 2018 statutory public hearing and July 18th, 2018 regular council meeting. A motion to adopt those minutes. Councillor Curlew, seconded by Councillor Fenlon. All in favor? Carried. I think we'll do determination of items requiring separate discussion. And I'll go through 5 items, the 5th one having just been added. So item 1. Creation of dedicated bus stops within urban core of Sioux Lookout. Councillor Curlew. Item 2. Appoint Michelle LaRose as Chief Administrative Officer. Item 3. Transload Facility Study, FedNor Agreement Execution. Sorry, yes. That was item 3, number 4 on your list. Item 4, number 3, pre-feasibility study of bioenergy solutions FEDNOR agreement execution. And item 5 would be the item added under the amendment, the passing of the bylaws related to the statutory public meeting. Item 5.
Through you, Mayor Lawrence, items 5 and 6, we'll just deal with both applications as separate items because they were
Okay,
dealt
sorry.
with. Yeah.
Item 5 and 6. Nobody lifting? So we're have lifted item 1. Adoption of items not requiring separate discussion. Motion to adopt items 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We have a mover, please. Councillor Southall, seconded by Councillor Fenlon. All in favor? Carried. No delegations. Consideration of items requiring separate discussion. The council authorizes the passing of bylaw number 5918 being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 1071 being a bylaw for the regulation of traffic in the municipality of Sioux Lookout to implement or delete the following. 1, implement a posted parking restriction by adding in an area designated as a bus stop to section 8. Create Schedule R bus stops. Implement a no stopping restriction on the south side of Front Street from its intersection with 6th Avenue eastward for 30 meters in front of the Red Apple. 4, delete from Schedule L the Queen Street, Sacred Heart and Central Schools and Front Street, corner of 5th Avenue bus loading zones. 5, delete Schedule P, checkerboard sign. A bylaw is not required for warning signs. May I have a mover, please? Councillor Fenlon, seconded by Councillor Southall. Discussions. Councillor Curlew.
Thank you. Through you, Mayor Lawrence. Andrew, I wonder if you could speak to any of the consultation that you had with, say, for instance, Red Apple about a proposed stop being so close to their facility? Thank you.
Through you, Mayor Lawrence, there was no consultation with any businesses adjacent to or any of the bus stops.
Is that something that's typical where there really isn't an opportunity to converse prior to suggestions or recommendation for something as a bus stop?
Through you, Mayor Lawrence, in this particular situation, I don't think consultation with the store owner would be required because of the municipal parking lot that was constructed right adjacent to the building that provides ample parking for their business, in addition to a private parking lot on the west side of the building. So removing one single parking spot adjacent to a no parking zone, in my opinion, doesn't really reflect on any vehicle access to the business without further requiring accessible parking, accessible to that or within the city.
Okay. I asked, through your Mayor Lawrence, I asked only just, to make sure that communication's open because we might not see anything, foresee anything, but then they might have a different perspective to just share. And so I would hope that some kind of a communication would take place to at least be aware.
Through you, Mayor Lawrence, once again, that would have been, if you're looking at it from that perspective, then that business would not have been the sole business that should have been consulted because the municipality, if we lose one parking spot, there'd be a parking spot removed adjacent to the city gave the drugstore on K Street.
Absolutely.
We just drove around and looked for places that were presented by the representative from the bus management, and then basically selected areas for ease of access and maneuverability of the bus.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Any further questions or comments, Council? Councillor Curlew.
So through you, Mayor Lawrence, in regards to my question to Mr. Jewell, Councillor Bass, could you speak to my question in terms of having a consultation, the value
formal consultation, but all of the businesses that I spoke to, Remedies and the folks in Red Apple were extremely excited when I told them there was going to be a bus stop in front of their business. They were excited about it rather than taking a negative look at it. They all took a positive look at it. I don't think I spoke to everybody, but I certainly have spoken to Northwest Health before, not prior to, not right after Andrew did the study. And I certainly talked to Subway, and most of the other ones are on private property. So I didn't actually do any consulting, and I didn't really think that would be necessary. It's a benefit to their businesses.
Councillor Fannin.
Just a question on the amount of parking spots that we're allowing. And I see on King Street there's 3 of them within a block and a half maybe. And throughout the area I see 2 in a couple of spots, one on both sides of streets. Is that what's normal, or?
If I understand correctly, the designation of the bus stop doesn't prohibit any vehicle, car, or truck from stopping and doing the same as dropping off, picking up. Is that just not parking for an extended period?
Lawrence, that's correct. The definition of no parking in the Highway Traffic Act is you're allowed to pull over for the unloading and loading of passengers or merchandise. You're just not allowed to leave your vehicle. So it'd be the same as the bus pulling in and unloading. That's the way it would work with the no parking bylaw as it exists. It'd be the same if somebody wanted to pull in there and unload a passenger or load merchandise. They could easily do so when the bus is not there. There wouldn't be infraction in the bylaw. They just cannot leave their vehicle standing.
Any further comments or questions, Council? Then I'll call a vote. All in favor? Carried. Bylaws. Mr. Clerk.
Through you, Mayor Lawrence. So the following bylaws are being introduced for first, second, and third reading. Bylaw number 5618, being a bylaw to amend the corporation of the municipality of Sioux Lookout comprehensive zoning bylaw as amended, respecting 41 LeGros Road. Bylaw number 5718, being a bylaw to amend the corporation of the municipality of Sioux Lookout comprehensive zoning bylaw as amended, respecting 614 Drayton Road. Bylaw number 5818, being a bylaw to appoint Michelle LaRose to the position of Chief Administrative Officer for the municipality of Sioux Lookout, and to authorize and direct the mayor and the clerk to execute the contract, and to rescind the appointment of an acting Chief Administrative Officer, Ben Hantrock. Bylaw number 5918, being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 1071, being a bylaw for the regulation of traffic in the municipality of Sioux Lookout. Bylaw number 60-18, being a bylaw to authorize the mayor and the clerk to execute an agreement between the corporation of the municipality of Sioux Lookout and Her Majesty the Queen and Right of Canada, as represented by the Minister of Industry, for the transload facility study, project number 851-511-481. And bylaw number 6118, being a bylaw to authorize the mayor and the clerk to execute an agreement between the corporation of the municipality of Sioux Lookout and Her Majesty the Queen and Right of Canada, as represented by the Minister of Industry, for the pre-feasibility study of bioenergy solutions, FedNor project number 851-511-658.
mover, please? Councillor Fenlon, seconded by Councillor Bath. All in favor? Carried. No motions to reconsider. No outside resolutions requiring endorsement. Members of council report. Anything to report, Councillor Southall? Councillor Bath?
Really, I worked at home this month. I attended Blueberry Festival.
Councillor Fenlon? Councillor Curlew?
It was a light month for me. A lot of FCN teleconferences.
And I attended Blueberry events and enjoyed the month. Next week is AMO. We'll be traveling to AMO, and the new CAO will be starting on Monday. Acting CAO Hatchruck will travel there, and will be a good way, I think, to introduce the new CAO to Sioux-Lookout. She'll attend delegations with us to the ministers, and get a chance to sit down with Acting CAO Hatchruck without the pressures of the office, and get an introduction. So looking forward to that. No closed session, so confirmatory bylaw number 63-18 to confirm the proceedings of the municipality of Sioux-Lookout, August 15th regular council meeting. May I have a mover, please? Councillor Southall, seconded by Councillor Fenlon. All in favor? Carried. And before I adjourn, I will just say that, Mr. Clerk, you were right. Last month when you proposed canceling this meeting, it was a very light agenda. But we were also right because there were certain statutory public items that we would have had to meet to handle it regardless. So
Everyone's right.
everybody's right. May I have a motion to adjourn the council meeting? Councillor Curlew, seconded by Councillor Southall. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Meeting adjourned. 30 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Meet up for lunch.
Very good.